We all set?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. We are the Lunchbox Book Club at the Richmond Public Library in Richmond. And today is day 70 of the RPL RVA 100 Days Reads, or something like that. At any rate, there you go. Take a look at the sign. It's 100 days, 100 books, 100 places, and 100 readers. Today, our book is The Joy Luck Club. And I found some very interesting things about Amy Tan. I was recently at the National Book Festival, and she was one of the speakers.
Oh.
So, of course, I was endeavoring to see her.
You bet.
I was, along with 5,000 other people. The room held 2,500, so we didn't get in. But at any rate, here comes Marcia.
Hello.
Come in. I didn't think you were coming because this was one of your best books. You love it.
Yeah, I love this book. Where shall I sit?
Right there.
Here, right there.
Maybe
Judith will not be here.
the next one up will be
The
good.
next one?
Thank you. Thank you.
So we're just talking about, I found some pretty interesting facts about Amy Tan.
Really?
Yes, and you will enjoy this.
Okay.
Okay, because
Her husband's a musician.
he is. No, I'm just kidding. That's not a musician, but Amy Tan is a member of the Rock Bottom Remainders, which is a rock band consisting of published writers, including Barbara Kingsolver, Matt Groening, Dave Barry, and Stephen King, among a bunch of others. I mean, a ton of others. And you can see them on YouTube. I mean, is that the funniest thing you've ever seen?
That is super cool.
But this book kind of doesn't exactly parallel, but I think she gleaned the premise of her book from her mother, because her mother indeed left a family in China herself. So she and her mother traveled back to China to meet her mother's first family.
Oh.
So that was,
It makes it personal.
yeah, absolutely. And so it was her first book, and I don't know a whole lot about Mahjong. I do have a friend who plays Mahjong, and I told her, oh, I'm doing it on my phone, and she said, no.
Good for her.
You're matching. You're not playing Mahjong. I went, oh, okay. But at any rate, it's fun. But Mahjong has always kind of interested me.
Yeah.
And so apparently this is what brought these four women, the mothers, together. And then it evolved into dinner meetings and husbands doing the stock market or investments. So it was a great big gathering every time. So I guess one of the questions on the Lit Lovers questionnaire was there any character that you identified with at all?
I will tell you, I identified with the tension between the mothers and the daughters. As opposed to character specific, I thought for a lot of people, that's a theme that resonates. Even people with wonderful mothers had periods of time where it was tense. So that was an emotional, I got that. And I thought that was a universal love to explore that particular theme.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, now what they did, which made it even more enticing, was you had that emotional resonance on top of kind of an intellectual. The mothers were Chinese, they had a history, a culture, a way of talking, a way of thinking. So that made it not just something I understood from my own personal experience, but it kind of upped the game a little bit, because I got a chance to learn about a new culture. So I found that all really pulling and endearing.
I agree, yeah.
Yeah.
Rosa, did you have any particular aspect of the book that was of interest to you?
You mean the characters aspect?
Mm-hmm. Any character particularly spoke to you?
The four mothers and four daughters, they have their own stories, and most of them sounded like very dramatic. But, well, I was very fascinated by Rose's story.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a question. I watched the movie before reading the book. The plot is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, just we were talking about the book, the movie.
Well,
so,
we all kind of went for the movie as well, so, you know, and most of us, I think, read the book a long time ago,
Yeah.
so,
Really a long time ago.
yeah. So I think we're not probably as, well, no, Ro read
I
it,
read
she
the
just
book
read it.
last weekend. I saw the movie, but I never read the book, so I read it last weekend. But I made no attempt to keep the names of the characters straight.
Right.
She was this generation, as you said, she's this generation, she's that generation.
Right,
et cetera.
yeah.
And they were, the tension is, I think, a very good word, was just palpable.
Right,
It, wow,
right.
Yeah, I think the tension between mothers and daughters is
it's fascinating.
much more alive than between fathers and sons. There doesn't seem to be that kind of tension between the male side of the
Although
family.
there is between parents and kids, and maybe it's just my kid, I don't know, but
It's just your kid.
But in this, the daughters didn't think the mothers knew anything. You know, they were so sure that they were doing the right things, and their mother's experience was completely non-relevant to what they were going through.
Sure.
And there's the mother, Ling Ling, who is worried about her daughter being too passive because, and you know, that eventually has a resolution that at the end everyone thinks, well, maybe my mother isn't such a, I didn't want to say that, I was actually thinking that, but they begin to come to the fact that these mothers really do have things that are relevant.
Right. Well, I'm reminded of just how much turmoil these mothers
Oh,
went
gosh.
through. I mean, so these Americanized daughters couldn't
They
possibly
have
grasp.
no
that.
idea. No, absolutely true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are two conflicts where even though the mother and daughter live and grown up and same culture, they must have some conflict, but this case mother was grown up in China and daughter generation, they were born in America, completely different world.
Mm-hmm.
And mom, they spent very harsh years when they were young, so their dream didn't come true. So they pushed their daughter, you should make some wonderful thing, because I didn't. So they expected too much, and there is another conflict between two generations.
Rosa,
I
that's
don't know
a
how
really
they
good
deal
point.
with
Yeah.
the big gap. But the writer was so wonderful to unravel those stories.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, what I did wonder, I went and saw Crazy Rich
Oh,
Asians
oh my.
this weekend. And the mother in that story, the Singaporean mother, who was Chinese, very stern, you know, very high expectations. And of course, the mothers in this book were high expectations, just like what Rosa said. Is that a stereotype, do we think, or do we think that's a true characteristic of Chinese mothers? Are they all very stern and demanding and...
I think it's true of a lot of mothers. I mean, I'm not Chinese, and that's exactly what my mother was. You know, very very driven, you know, for me to do what she never did.
Right,
Well, and
right.
very involved,
Yeah.
very, very hands-on with raising the daughters, took that responsibility very, very seriously to train them in the way they should go.
Okay, yeah.
And of course, then when they deviated from those ways, it's, you gotta,
Do you think that maybe is lessened in these last few generations though? Where, you know, the thought is, oh, please, you know, be yourself, have your own identity, you know.
So I think it is the pattern of immigration. When the Irish came over, when the Italians came over, when the Chinese, that generation sacrificed everything
Yes.
to come to the new land. And they put all their hopes and dreams on their children, who would be American children. And they had big hopes and dreams. So, whereas I think the Chinese mother wanting things was done in its own way, I think all that is the immigrant experience. They sacrifice so much, and they want so much for their children, and it doesn't matter what country they came from.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely.
yeah. That was a whole generation, or generations
Right, right.
of that need to make some sense of having to go through everything they did.
Right, right. It was, I found it fascinating that it was Chinese because I learned a lot about the mother, you know, just
Mhm.
that area of the world and the culture. But I don't think the immigrant experience is a different one, whether it's 1950 or 1850 or 1750.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I found the mothers so elegant. I really did. I mean, I found that they were strong, and perhaps there was a lot of turmoil inside. They were just so understated in one
But
way.
controlled.
Yeah, but and just, I mean, I just find, you know, their whole culture so beautiful. I mean, the decoration, the things that they bring, you know, with their design and everything that they brought from their homeland. I just found it so beautiful.
And you admire their strength.
Oh yeah.
I did. I
Mhm.
thought.
All right, well, we may continue a little bit, but I think we're going to wrap up for right now. And we certainly did enjoy this book, I believe.
Yes,
Yes,
very
absolutely.
much. One of our favorites.
Absolutely. Good reason to be 100, yeah.
Yeah. So, so there are only 30 days left. Yeah. And so, if you enjoyed or think you would enjoy reading any of the books that are on the 100 books for the PBS Read, the libraries have all the books, and you can go to rvalibrary.org/100days and see what is coming next. And if you would like to join the Facebook group, you'll be able to see some of the YouTube, and then go to YouTube and see all of the people who have rendered their readings. And so I think we all believe that RVA read.
Yes, yes. I feel like I should clap. That was so well done.